Good morning, everyone, and Merry Christmas from Splain Daily. It's Christmas Day, 2025. The tree lights are twinkling, the coffee is hot, and maybe you're sitting with family, or maybe you're alone with your memories. Either way, the holidays have a way of stirring up the past, the good times, the hard times, the moments we thought we'd never get through. For many of us over 45, Christmas isn't just presents and songs. It's a time when we remember the years we barely made it through, the job loss, the heartbreak, the health scare, the dream that almost died. But somehow, like a miracle, we rose again. Tonight, I want to share something special with you. True stories of beloved celebrities who faced their darkest moments during the holiday season and came back stronger than ever, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. These aren't just Hollywood tales. They're reminders that second chances can come wrapped in Christmas lights. Let's celebrate four incredible comebacks that prove it's never too late for a miracle. Our first miracle begins in December 1975. Sylvester Stallone was 29, broke, and desperate. He'd sold his dog for $40 because he couldn't feed it. His wife was pregnant, and they were living on hope and very little else. On a freezing Christmas week, Sly sat in a cold apartment and wrote the script for Rocky in just 3 days, fueled by nothing but belief. He turned down $300,000 offers to sell the script unless he could star in it. Studios laughed, but Stallone held firm. Finally, in March 1976, the film was greenlit, with him as Rocky Balboa. That little movie went on to win Best Picture, earned over $225 million, and gave us one of the most inspiring characters in cinema history. For so many of us who grew up watching Rocky run up those Philadelphia steps, that story hits deep. It reminds us of our own fights, the times we were counted out, but kept swinging. Stallone's Christmas miracle wasn't just fame. It was proof that when everything feels lost, one bold move can change everything. Next, let's travel to Christmas 1994. Mariah Carey was already a superstar, but behind the 5-octave voice was doubt. Her early albums were huge, but critics called her music too pop, and some in the industry whispered she'd burn out fast. That holiday season, her label pushed her to record a Christmas album, something many artists avoid because it can feel like a career sideline. Mariah poured her heart into it anyway. She co-wrote and produced All I Want for Christmas Is You in just 15 minutes, inspired by her childhood memories of simple family holidays. When Merry Christmas dropped in November 1994, no one predicted what happened next. That one song, with its joyful bells and timeless longing, became the biggest holiday hit of all time. It's now earned over $100 million in royalties and plays every December in homes around the world. For our generation, that song is more than music. It's the soundtrack to decorating the tree, wrapping gifts, remembering loved ones. Mariah's Christmas miracle saved her from being boxed in as just a ballad singer and gave her eternal legend status. And it gave us a song that makes even the hardest holidays feel a little brighter. Our third story takes us to the mountains of East Tennessee. Dolly Parton grew up one of 12 children in a tiny home with no electricity. Christmases were modest, sometimes just an orange and a doll made from a corn cob. As Dolly's fame grew in the 70s and 80s, she never forgot those lean holidays. In 1995, after losing her beloved father to illness and facing her own career plateau, Dolly launched the Imagination Library during the holiday season. She wanted every child to have books for Christmas, something she rarely had. She started small, mailing free books to kids in her home county. Critics said it wouldn't last. 30 years later, the Imagination Library has sent over 250 million books to children worldwide. Every month, a new book arrives, often right around the holidays. For many of us who read to our kids or grandkids, Dolly's quiet Christmas miracle feels personal. She turned her childhood lack into abundance for millions. And in doing so, she reminded us that the greatest gifts aren't under the tree, they're the ones we give forward. Finally, a miracle from Christmas 1946. Jimmy Stewart had just returned from World War II, haunted by what he'd seen as a bomber pilot. He was 38, suffering from what we now call PTSD, and seriously considering quitting acting. Hollywood felt shallow after the war. That holiday season, director Frank Capra convinced him to star in a little film called It's a Wonderful Life. Stewart almost said no, but something pulled him in. The story of George Bailey, a good man who feels like a failure, only to learn how many lives he's touched, mirrored Jimmy's own doubts. The movie flopped at the box office. Critics were mixed. But over decades of Christmas TV airings, it became America's most beloved holiday film. Stewart later said making it healed him. George Bailey saved me as much as I saved him. For generations of us, watching George run through snowy Bedford Falls shouting Merry Christmas is an annual tradition. It reminds us that even when we feel invisible, our lives matter. Stewart's Christmas Miracle wasn't just a movie. It was salvation for him and for millions of us who felt lost. These four stories, Stallone riding Rocky in desperation, Mariah creating an eternal anthem, Dolly turning childhood scarcity into abundance, Jimmy Stewart finding healing through George Bailey, all happened around the holidays. They remind us that Christmas isn't just about perfection. It's often when we're at our lowest that miracles begin. For those of us over 45, these celebrities aren't just stars. They're companions who've walked through life with us. Their comebacks mirror our own quiet victories, the marriage that survived, the health scare overcome, the dream revived after years on hold. This Christmas, may you remember, your story isn't over. The ashes of yesterday can become tomorrow's wings. Thank you for spending part of your Christmas morning with me here on Splain Daily. Stories like these are why we're here every day, celebrating the legends who've shaped our lives. If this video warmed your heart or brought back beautiful memories, please follow Splain Daily across all your favorite platforms. We're bringing you heartfelt celebrity stories every single day. And tell me in the comments, what was your own Christmas miracle, big or small, that gave you a second chance? I read every one, and I'd love to hear your story. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas. May your day be filled with love, light, and the quiet promise of new beginnings. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.